Yeah. Certainly, yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, we have been focusing a lot on Pennsylvania, so we have a friend there. His name is Keith Kocinski. Can I get Keith? Hello, Keith.
Yes.
All right, Keith, tell us what you got going on.
What is up, my LX team? Yeah, so right now we are in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. It's about 45 minutes away from Philly, and we are at the Bucks County Board of Elections office right here, and it is quite busy here. They have 3 monitors set up to show you where all those ballots are being sorted, counted, tabulated, everything you can imagine. So I'm going to point out a couple things. Right here, this is a mail sorter right here. It's called the Dragon, which is a pretty cool name. You can see these 2 individuals right here. They are counting mail-in ballots at the moment. There is a gentleman right over there. Pretty much his role is to make sure that if these machines do fail or break down, that they're fixed, and they're fixed quickly. I'm going to show you one of the other monitors. As I had mentioned, there are 3 monitors here. And generally, this area right here, this walkway has been really busy going to the elevators because that's where the ballots are taken. They're taken downstairs, down. This location is actually a small lull, a short lull at this location, but pretty much what happens, the ballots are scanned right in here into these scanners. All that information is tabulated and sent to the state. We're going to walk a little bit more. I want to show you some of those ballots. They're coming on in here. You can see it's continually busy. There's a stream of ballots being brought in. More ballots? All right, let's walk outside. Come on, follow me. We'll do a little walk and talk here. And then if you take a look out these doors right here, I'm not sure if they're going to open. Let's activate them, and they're open. So right here, if you take a look outside, you can see there are officers out here, and what they're doing is they're directing traffic as these ballots are being brought in. And we see another individual bringing in ballots here. It is busy, and we were also outside the Board of Elections office earlier today, and the reason why, we were talking to voters who were bringing in their mail-in ballots, and we're at other poll locations asking voters what issues brings them to the polls today, and here's what they had to say.
Pressure is on this election. You know, myself, I haven't voted, usually just the presidential elections, but this was just different with, you know, these issues.
Human rights are the biggest issues why I'm coming out. You know, we're living in a world right now where we're having other people tell us what to do and how to live. And I think it's just really important that we make sure that we're voting for our futures and the futures of other people.
We have a daughter who's 3 years old. I mean, I feel like what kind of parents would we be if we didn't come out and vote for the future?
Well, I'm a lifetime voter, but it's most important this year because of election deniers. To me, that's the most important. Election deniers are a toxic part of our politics, and I think we need to get them out of office before it gets worse.
There is a lot of options for protecting LGBTQ rights, minority rights, our right to vote, our democracy. All of these are really important to me, and standing up and coming out and being a part of this election.
For you personally, what are some of the main issues that are bringing you out here?
I mean, no real issues. I just feel like everybody should vote. This is America, and this is kind of what our democracy is about. So,
number one has got to be energy. We have abundant resources here in Pennsylvania for natural gas and oil. I want to do it cleanly, but we should access that. Gas prices shouldn't be as high as they are here in the state, you know, with how much we have access to.
Me and other people in my family are immunocompromised people, especially in a time where there's a lot of viruses, there's a lot of illness in the world. So easy access to healthcare, you know, access to healthcare for those who are less fortunate.
Being in Pennsylvania, obviously Pennsylvania being a swing state, a battleground state, do you feel like your vote is even more important because of that, or do you feel even more of a weight on your shoulders for the rest of the country coming out to vote as a Pennsylvania resident?
Absolutely. I think it is a big obligation we have as Pennsylvanians, as a birthplace of democracy in this nation, to come out, be loud, show our support, show this country that we can swing in a direction that is favorable to the majority, to all of us, to democracy, to women's rights, to minority rights, to everybody, and send that message to the rest of the country. We can do it here, you can do it where you are.
Do you always vote for every midterm, primary, presidential election?
Not in the past,
There was one key one I didn't vote for, and I really regretted it, and so it's been an active part of being a better citizen to my country and doing my piece, my service piece, to try to vote more often, so this is part of that.
Every vote counts, you know. This morning I was talking to my mother. I asked her, you know, are you going to come out and vote? She said, my vote doesn't matter. I said, every vote matters. Like, are you kidding? So I did get her to come out.
So I voted in every election since I turned 18. I think it's so important for young people to come out and voice their opinions because there's so many opinions out there, and I think young people should get out there and vote and have a say.
All right, so we are back here at the Board of Elections location in Bucks County. You can see those ballots, they're coming in. There's a constant flow of ballots that are entering this building. I would equate this location more to an airport with luggage, as people are just consistently dragging in those ballots. And as I had mentioned before, those ballots will be counted, tabulated. All that information will go to the state, and you'll see those numbers changing throughout the night. And of course, going back to some of the comments that you heard in that story from just a minute ago, we talked to a variety of people about issues that brought them to the polls today. But by far, the most common reason was, for the reason people came out to the polls, at least in the areas we went to, was women's reproductive rights. And I would say probably 8 or 9 out of 10 individuals that we spoke to say that is what brought them out to the polls today. But of course, the activity that you're seeing here at the Board of Elections in Bucks County will continue throughout the night, who knows, into the morning, but we will be here covering it and keeping you up to date on what's going on here. All right, from Bucks County, PA, I'm Keith Kocinski, back to you in the studio.
All right, Keith, thank you so much for that energy and breaking down all the layouts there. He put on the LX jacket and he was feeling it. I liked it. And it's been a long day for him, so we appreciate you. But let's talk about, we got some new numbers.